It's the Luton Town show at the Brickies, and we just watched Luton get relegated from the Championship. Real sorry state of affairs, and we're doing it a bit different this week. As you can tell, we turned the camera around. We got people in the pub. It's and we got an open mic so people can come in and talk to us. But in all fairness, people cleared out pretty quickly. With me as always, I got Wedge.
Hello.
I got Phil.
Hello.
And we're all pretty miserable, in all fairness.
Devastated.
Points. Fingers to be pointed.
Definitely
fingers are getting pointed. And we were watching the broadcast, and at the end, it looked like people were going at it with Gary Sweet. Like, too bloody right.
It's been a disaster class of a season. I think that what's most difficult from my perspective, as I look at it right now, is just how painful it is that we were given the hope that we were given by being above that dotted line. I mean, if anyone was able to see the sort of trajectory of our season, we were always flirting with the relegation zone pretty much throughout the course of the entire season. And look at where it's got us. We got ourselves just above that precipice of
got it into
relegation.
our own hands.
Got it into our own hands. As soon as it went into our own hands, we've bottled it. We've absolutely bottled it. We've chucked it completely away. It was terrible. It's terrible. The way the defending.
The performance just from even before West Brom scored, it looked like we were treating it like a dead rubber game. It was almost as if we just expected everything else, because everything had been going for us personally for 3, 4, 5 games. We expected it all just to fall in line.
It was a role reversal, wasn't it? Like everything that you would have wanted out of a Luton performance is what you saw out of West Brom, who had nothing to play for, and everything that you would expect of West Brom, who should have had their feet up on the beach, so to speak. Yeah. That was exactly the performance that we had.
We had no pressure. We didn't seem like we wanted. I mean, I don't know what Bloomfield said at the beginning, but if that was me, you want to take the game by the horns and take that game to West Brom and just put the pressure on. And we were strolling about.
I'm just glad that the camera ended up at the end of the game on Sweet. I'd like to bring you in, Ollie, because I feel like you're chomping at the bit to have your say about him, because let's be honest, I used the terminology disaster class just now. At a board level, yes, there's been apologies in the back end of the season, but it has been an absolute disaster class from the top down.
I already said my bit to BBC just before. They asked me for my thoughts, and I've said it in the match preview. It was nice seeing Gary Sweet with his top hat on, by his hard hat that said CEO. The man needs to focus on what he's doing well, which is the construction of the new stadium. Everything football side, he needs to get out. He needs to be. He can keep his space on the boards, but I honestly don't think he should be CEO of the club anymore. He's overseen possibly the best position the club has ever been in, at least in the time that I've been alive. Even in the 80s, when the club were in their heyday, like financially we're a mess. We're in a very good we're in a very good situation now financially, and pardon the French, completely fucked it all up. Yeah, Gary has fucked it all up.
You know that song, Premier League, fucked it up.
Yeah,
Championship, fucked it up. This is our season next year. Yeah, this is all we're gonna hear.
And right here, pretty much a year ago today, Gary Sweet was here, lauding it up in the Bricklayers' Arms, and Stevie, friend of the pod, Stevie, he told me this story. He was with his brother, and he asked Gary, Gary, I'm a bit worried about next year. And Gary looks him dead in the eye. I've said this to you many times. He said, Gary, how are we going to do? And Gary said, straight back up again. Yeah. Fuck off, Gary. Yeah, this language is going to have to come with a warning, because we dropped quite a few F-bombs already. So sorry, Kate.
It's an emotional day. And it is, because, as a fan, all you want is the best for your club. And I think that the expectation levels of our club throughout the course of the season have absolutely plummeted. The fact that we are sitting here today among our fellow fans in the hope that we survive in the second league, when the promise was we're going straight back up, and everything was looking like we should be aiming as best as we possibly can do to make a challenge to go back up. And here we are hoping that we stay up. Obviously, we've not done it. it's a huge change, and there's so much deadwood in that team. There are players I never want to see wear a Luton shirt again that have played today, and I mean the players that have been on some of the players that have been on the pitch today. I never want to see them wear a Luton top again. I've been angry with them for weeks. I've allowed it in terms of my opinions on it. I've not spoken to them out loud, but there are people that sit near me in the stadium. Ted and Mengi, I'm sorry, be gone.
Yep.
Be gone. Go and play your bass somewhere else.
Chong.
I'm absolutely fed up. Tahith Chong. He's another one. Yeah. Be gone. We spoke on the podcast a few weeks ago before when we were talking about what do we do? Do we keep? Do we disappear? When we thought that relegation was pretty much a done deal. As it stands, it now is a done deal. I think there are other players that just they look broken.
Gary Sweet's licking his lips because he's looking purely at the balance sheet. Like, oh, who can I get off? Who can I get off the balance sheet?
The value of the players.
The value of players.
No. He's thinking purely based on wages, like weekly revenue. You know, the players are worth absolutely jack all now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you think
Colton
about
Morris after coming off 11 goals in the Prem. We're lucky if we get 500k for him now.
Yeah, but I think we've just signed players like Ali and Asgard from League One. They've come up to the Championship and they probably had a bump in their they've had a bump in their wages.
Oh, yeah.
And these are players that are now going back down to League One. Are they going to want to stay at Luton?
I don't
League
think
One?
Asgard wants to stay beyond the side. He's just proven in that cameo season
I think
that he's a championship level
Asgard
player.
Outshone
himself in the
Haaland
Championship before.
and internationally.
Yeah.
Internationally.
Look at Millie Ali.
International
He scored 2 goals today. He was
Two
one of the
very
very
good
few
goals.
shining lights that we had today. I don't think he had an exceptional game. Don't get me wrong. He got himself on the score sheet twice through individual brilliance, but he needs people around him as well.
I mean, we're talking about the board. We're talking about the players at the moment. Obviously, we've got a 25,000-seater stadium coming on, and I just find that going into League One, it will have ramifications with our fans as well. You know, in the Premier League, I've been saying to a couple of people, when they had the open training day last season, and you had people flocking to that, because we had Barclays and things like that, and you had the young fans who wanted to come down to Kenilworth Road. Now we're in League One.
Yeah.
It's not.
They're all going to be Wrexham fans.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's what they're exposed to, and ultimately the exposure level in League One. Whilst we will still go every week, whilst the core fans that go every single week, they will still plod along. And by the time August swings around, it'll be a case of new dawns, this, that, or the other. But the reality of the situation is, with regards to our younger fans, is that they're not going to be on TV. They're not going to, we might be lucky if we're on the red button at 12:30, but we're not going to be on TV very much. We're not going to be exposed.
The goodwill of the random fans as well from our season in the Prem, where we went toe to toe with the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Luton's my second team," and people have followed us. People have decided to buy merchandise and become members and members of the
magazine, the Estadio magazine.
Yeah,
about our ground.
Everyone's gone into it, and then they're all watching expectantly before we embark on the Championship season, thinking, "Oh yeah, Luton are going to be decent," and we go and stink out the Championship, and we did. For 3/4 of the season, we stank out the Championship.
Yeah, just 3/4.
The last quarter under Bloomfield minus today, which was embarrassing. The players obviously bought their own hype. And that's the biggest problem. The players.
Absolutely.
The players have bought their own hype. Yeah. They thought it was job done after Coventry. They've all bought their own hype.
Something that I mentioned to you during the game is what was so frustrating. I mean, from a personal point of view, I did not foresee the way that today went to go the way that it went.
No.
But under Bloomfield, defensively, that is the least Bloomfield defensive performance we've put in under his guys. When was the last time?
Because Mengi started. That's why.
When was the last time we conceded 3+ goals under Bloomfield, if at all?
We haven't.
Or even
not
2
goals.
When was the last time we conceded 2 goals?
I want to ask a question as well about the way that we've defended. What is the deal I was always.
You sound
brought
like
up-
Jerry Seinfeld now. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
With,
Sorry.
What's the deal with the defence?
I cannot understand what the deal is with. I always thought that you have a sound defence, and that out of all the places that you
build from
change,
that.
you build from the back.
Yeah.
You know usually your back 2 centre backs, your back 3 centre backs are the ones that are going to be playing the vast majority.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the Makoso off at half time thing? Every game for like last 3 or 4 games. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I'd rather he didn't start. I'd rather Reece Burke start.
it's mad, isn't it?
And it's not an anti-Makoso thing. I don't think he did anything massively wrong. I don't think anything specifically came from him this week. But
Yeah.
I do find that bit particularly peculiar. I have to admit. And I, like you just said, we've not conceded 3 goals. I don't want to throw my toys out of the pram and start picking about certain things when they've ultimately not harmed us over the course of it. I do find that weird.
The only defender that should have come off there was Mengi.
Yes. And it should have been Naismith coming on for give us some attacking impetus.
Naismith made more of an impact over Mengi in the last. What, he came on for 10 minutes,
something like that. Yeah.
and like he made 2-3 slice tackles.
started.
But yeah, I mean it's a devastating result.
Quick word on.
But what I think, is that you've seen the 2 teams that have come out of League One this season are Birmingham, Wrexham, who
Yeah.
are probably the 2 teams who have invested the most in their squads
Yeah.
in that league. Birmingham going down, Wrexham coming up. I just think that we have the budget
Yeah.
to buy who we really want in League One.
Well, are we dropping 10 mil on a striker?
but that's
yeah,
the
exactly.
thing, like,
Jay Stansfield, yeah.
if we don't come back up next season, then
We could,
we'll be stuck.
and also, we could be stuck whilst we're moving into a new ground, and it'll be opening day, and it's going to have 13,000 people in it.
I mean, if the
we're
board
lucky.
if
If
the
you're
board
lucky.
have seen what they need to from last season to this season, is that they need to invest further in the squad
Yeah.
and basically, go against some of their laurels where splashing out on players and things like that isn't the right thing to do. But they'd have learned a hell of a lot, and they need to change the way that they go about business. Personally, I think, because if we don't get promoted next season, we may well be stuck for a fair few more seasons in League One, which is not what anybody wants or needs.
Got, in the words of Gary Sweet, straight back up again.
Yeah. I hope he's hurting. He will be.
Yeah.
He's a fan, and we know he will be. But I hope he's hurting to a point where it's like, I need to really seriously reflect on what's going on with this club.
Well,
in terms of his own position, in terms of everyone else's position, the club needs a rejig. It needs refreshing. It needs something new, because as it stands right now, it's got, as the league suggests, it's not good enough. You can't go into the Championship at 50 points. I've said this to you on a number of occasions. 50 points is the minimum. 50 points will keep you up 9 times out of 10. And we haven't got there. We've gotten 49 points. And yes, it's only goal difference that we've gone down on, but there was 4 teams that didn't get 50 points, and we're one of them with a shocking goal difference. And I can't help but think there was an opportunity missed earlier on in the season. We've discussed it a zillion times. But again, it's that desire to have some reflection at a proper top level to say that wasn't good enough. We massively dropped a bollock on this one, and that's not good enough. And look at where it is. The amount of times that there's been 3 points on the line, or even a point on the line, and we've lost those points.
I mean,
It's 1 point. It's 1 point.
You think 2-0 up away to Coventry,
Yeah. Bottled.
and even if we draw that,
Yeah.
we stay up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's other games in like Hull season and Derby season stuff where they can probably say the same. But the fact of the matter is that they've stayed up,
Yeah.
and we haven't.
It's all the games after that Sheffield United game when Rob should have gone,
Yeah.
and then
Middlesbrough.
everything after Middlesbrough when he 100% thought he was gone.
Yeah.
So his head had gone, and there was no picking up the players after that. Should we get some
Oxford.
people?
Oxford's another one.
Oxford as well, yeah.
Going ahead
That was
twice
under
against Oxford.
Bloomfield.
At Oxford.
Should
Yeah,
we
it
get
was
some
under
people
Bloomfield.
on?
Yeah.
Who's available? Peter. Peter, jump on. Do you want to? No, I'll listen. Come around this way.
Get your dad to move.
Get out of the way.
Oi, get out of the way.
Stop listening to 3 counties.
It's just gonna be depressing. Go on. Yeah, watch out for all the wires and everything. Hello. Yeah, come on. Get in tight to me. Get in tight. Go on. Come on. Don't
We
worry.
need
I
you
don't
on
bite.
screen.
Yeah, we need you on screen. Hello. What's your name?
Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Alright, nice to meet
Alright,
you.
nice to
I've
meet
been
you.
watching your podcast for
Nice to meet you, buddy.
your podcast for
We'll do
ages,
the
all
pleasantries.
season.
Yeah, and you got to talk properly into the mic.
Oh,
as
do
well,
I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
If you fancy, you can hold it. If you really want.
Feel like a superstar,
Alex.
Alex.
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
it like a pundit if you want. Yeah.
That's fancy, isn't it?
Yeah, you had a
you
fair
go.
bit to drink
Yeah.
today, Alex.
I have indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you need to.
Nice to meet you. Sorry. Sorry. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, mate. Cheers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
what
need
were
to
you-
drink a lot today.
I
to be
know.
honest. Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on today?
I'm speechless. We've done so well to get ourselves into this position where we can go into the final day, and really been a good chance to stay up. And it was just absolutely shambolic, that game. Absolutely shambolic.
Yeah, you just didn't see that one coming.
No, not
After
at all.
Coventry, especially.
Oh, God. Oh, I mean, what was the point of those? It might as well have just thrown it in there, made it easy today. But, no.
How
No,
are you
I
feeling
don't.
after we equalised so quickly as well?
Oh, well, I thought that was brilliant. Obviously, I thought,
Yeah.
brilliant. You know, we've got, the mentality from the last couple of games is really shining through, and, we can actually come back from setbacks and we could, push on and go forward. But after that, we just let West Brom just command the game completely. I mean, when was that? 9th minute, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That goal
Yeah.
that went
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And that was the only shot we had, really, that half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And since then, we did absolutely nothing. We just let them attack us, go forward and forward and forward, and then, it's one thing, obviously, I said to my dad yesterday, because we were talking about it, and obviously we were all worried about it, but I said, to lose against a team, right, that has absolutely nothing to play for whatsoever, right, they've got pressure off to have absolutely nothing to play for. Frankly, I hate to say it, but we deserve it.
Yeah.
And on that basis, we do deserve it. And there's been so many mistakes this season that have contributed to this position that we're in right now. I mean, you look at any of the results. If we had won against Plymouth, we would have stayed up. If we had not lost against Blackburn, we would have stayed up.
Yep.
We were just saying.
We drew against Blackburn. We stayed up.
Coventry,
Oxford.
Remember the Oxford goals?
Oh,
Yeah, all
don't
three of
remind
those.
me. Don't remind me.
Yeah,
They're awful.
the goals were absolutely piss poor.
Yeah.
I mean, even the goals today,
Oh, God, yeah, they're awful.
they were
Well,
defensive
should've-
mistakes.
I think, personally, and I might be wrong because I'm not too well versed in formations or anything like that, but I think Naismith should have started.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think Burke should have started.
Yep.
Because Bell, look, he's been brilliant in the last couple of games, and we didn't have a defensive midfielder on the pitch. To be honest, we had Clark and Walsh, who were both very good players in themselves, but provided no cover for that back line. We needed, Fanny on. We needed however you pronounce his name. You need probably Nakamp. I don't know where he is. Is he injured?
He
or
wasn't even
something?
in the
Was-
squad.
Yeah, wasn't even in the squad.
He's
Was he
gone.
injured or something?
No, he's
His
definitely
knees are
Down
gone.
the door.
He's finished. He goes down as one of the worst signings we've ever made. Great half a season with us.
Amongst Moses would be my worst signing we've ever made, probably.
Hey,
on
look,
that basis.
Moses.
you could come up with a top 10 just from this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I
from
would've-
this season
I
and
would've
last season, like Mads Anderson,
Oh.
that lot.
Yeah.
I would have said Baptiste before the Coventry
Yeah.
game,
Nah,
but I
he
mean,
hit it straight at Binks. Hit it straight at Binks. And Baptiste didn't come on today, did he?
No.
He didn't come on today. So, he's still down there as one of the worst pound for pound because he's on so much money.
Well, we've got him next season, and no one's going to be touching him with the barge pole.
And the season
No, you're
after
right.
that, and the season after
Maybe
that,
a set
he's
of
on
crutches,
3-year
but not a
deal.
barge pole.
Yeah, too right. Too right.
Yeah. So early season predictions for next year. What are you thinking? Alex? straight
League
back up
One
again.
hasn't even finished yet.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I would have said
the
on the
body's
basis.
not even cold.
I would have said on the basis of the last couple of results that we would have done quite well under Bloomfield,
Yeah.
but he dropped a bit of a stinker today in the lineup when it mattered most. So I think really anything lower than top 6 is unacceptable. I'll probably say 4th.
Okay.
Bold.
Fourth.
What, Alex?
I'll
you
probably
got
say
actual-
fourth. I'll probably say fourth.
actual
I want to have a little
league
bit of
finish.
positivity. I want to have a little bit of positivity going into
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Alex, I got a question. You mentioned about you feel like that Bloomfield's sort of got his team selection wrong today.
Yeah.
He's only made one change. So with Clark coming in for Fanny,
Yeah.
what would you have done differently today? Do you reckon? Who would you have started instead of what he's got? Are you talking about the ones that the Naismith thing?
Yeah. I
That's
would
the
have
main
done
one
that.
for you.
I would have done that. I would have had one of Fanny instead of either Clark or Walsh. They're
Right.
pretty interchangeable in my mind, but I probably would have. Although Clark does show up for the bigger games, probably would have taken him off.
Yeah.
Nice goal today.
Very nice goal. Very
I think
nice.
he probably-
Unfortunately, I missed it because I was actually in the painters. I was in the painters, and I walked over here to try to see. Oh, well, we're already like 5-1 down or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I might as well see what's all going on down here, and I missed the goal. But
It's a great goal.
I saw it. I saw it on I think Twitter or whatever, and it was a very good goal. As was the Ali's second goal.
There were
That
3
was
good
brilliant.
goals.
Yeah.
There were,
Ali
all
was
3
the
of
only
them were
one
good
that
goals.
He
like
scored the
he
3
actually
best
came
goals in that game. So obviously you say that you'd have dropped Walsh or Clark, who personally I think have had a really good relationship together playing that middle of the park.
Yeah.
With Fanny,
Yeah.
what do you think he brings, and do you think he's going to be like a main man for us next season? Because obviously he was only eligible to play from January,
Yeah.
but since he's come in, he's not.
He hasn't
done that
improved.
much,
No,
so
he hasn't done too,
where
but
do you
in the
see
last
him
couple of games, I think the
filling
key is
in?
sort of, as I said, I'm not too well versed. You guys obviously are much more clued
That's
up on this
right.
than I am, but really just to sort of provide a bit of defensive cover, I think would have been wise in that game, and whether that's Fanny, whether that's Nakamba, whomever, but to provide a bit of cover, because quite clearly, especially on Bell's side, we were absolutely rinsed.
Yeah.
Fellows
That's
had
fair.
the run of the wing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
one I pointed out. Like,
I
ahead of the
think
game.
Bell's
Yeah.
spent. I don't think we'll
Yeah,
see him next
he's
year.
another one that
No,
should
I
get
don't
out.
think-
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
he had a good couple of games, last couple, but you know,
There was a moment on the on the TV when Bell and
Mengi
Mengi were
were-
having a
yeah.
conflab,
Yeah.
and you just I was
Like
quite
who-
gobby. I was like, who made? Did you see that mistake I made? Oh yeah, did you see the one I made? They were both useless today. And the thing is, like I say, it will take a hell of a rebuild over the summer. I think. I think we'll. I think that McGuinness, as much as he's taken a whole load of flack, I think that he will. I think people will come in for him. I think he's had a good enough season for the people to come in for him and say, "I'll have a dig at him at the Championship again." If you play him in the right place in the middle of the back three, I think he's
is anyone going to
decent.
spend 10 mil on him?
Exactly,
though?
that's the thing. Are we
I
gonna-
just think it'll be a fire sale. I think that it could be a case of, again, we were saying about reflection, or I was saying about reflection actually, but saying about reflection and looking at what we've got. Do you just say, do you know what, sod it, let's just, any offers come in, we'll rebuild from the bottom down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be happy to keep McGuinness. If
yeah,
McGuinness was to say, I'd be absolutely fine with it. But the rest of them, I would like to see Naismith. I think that in League One he'd be very, very good, especially. It's whether or not he can stay fit, etc. But I don't really care if I see Bell next year. I definitely don't want to see Mengi. I'll stick to my guns on that.
Yeah.
I think Makoso will probably stay another season with us. I think that he's got him in League One would be
Save
exciting.
it for the off season. There's a lot of content you're just burning through all this content, mate.
It's fine. But the one thing that I worry about Makoso, and I think this is where he'll be all right in League One, is his feet don't work. He's a great defender and he can run, but put the ball at his feet. Nah.
Yeah,
So
he's-
League One
he's
he'll
got a
be
lot
he'll be fine.
I might go for a trial.
He's young. Go for a trial. So it's not the end of
I'm
the
terrible
world.
with my feet, but I'm a good defender.
Alex, thank you very much.
Top
for
man,
joining
thank you
us,
for coming
mate.
on, Alex.
Thank you very
Alex.
much. Good to meet you.
Brilliant.
Good to meet you.
Cheers, mate.
Long time admirers.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Cheers,
you.
buddy. Nice to meet you.
I wanted to go on the bloody post-match thing for so long.
Yeah.
I didn't have the bloody...
Yeah, you got to use Discord.
I do use Discord. I've
Ah.
used Discord for many
Cool.
years.
Well, you should get on the Luton Discord then. That's how we do it.
Oh. I don't have the balls.
Yeah.
Ah, well, grow some balls, Alex.
We treat our guests with unbelievable kindness. Grow some balls, Alex.
Yeah.
Who else should we get on?
Don't know whether producer Matt wants to come
It's
back.
empty now a
Matt.
bit. It's emptying out.
Here we go. Who wants to come on?
Shall we get producer Matt on?
Yeah.
Producer Matt.
Producer Matt, runner-up in the Sluga 6. Runner-up.
Here we go.
Here he is. Here's our runner-up.
Long time no see.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm
remember,
back.
Remember, you got to talk.
We've turned your mic off, by the way,
I know.
Matthew.
I'll move
Hey,
this
Matt.
here. Don't-
Matt.
Yeah.
Matt. Luton Ladies won the league.
Luton Ladies won the league.
Go on, the Luton
Tuesday.
Ladies.
Bit of positivity.
Down at,
God.
down at St Albans, they won the league. 1-0 victory. Fiona Buttigieg got the winning goal in the 85th minute. Absolutely magical.
Brilliant.
There's going to be a big party at Barton tomorrow, which I'm going to be at. I'm going to get some fresh pizza and maybe have a couple too many beers, shall we say.
I wish
Yeah.
Fiona Buttigieg played for Portsmouth and scored a winner in the 85th minute for them.
Here's a horrendous fun fact for everyone, which might get edited out the podcast. Amy Martin, who joined Luton Ladies a very short while ago, is the highest scoring Nigerian player for Luton Town with 6 goals in 3 games, beating Elijah Adebayo for the whole season.
When did she join?
I think she joined about 5 games ago.
Wow. Wow.
I want to edit that one out. I don't know.
You know, Elijah Adebayo.
How long's the transfer window in the Ladies League?
It's all season.
Yeah, all
season.
season. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
all-
limit. No
you
limit on it.
What happened to
nice.
Bridget Adu? She just left.
No, Bridget Adu's back.
Oh, is she back?
Bridget Adu had visa things that ended up getting sorted. She's back. She's with the Luton Ladies.
Oh, good. She's a very good player. Should do well next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. Let's talk about the.
Let's
Luton
talk about the
that
less
just got
successful
relegated.
team that
Yeah, let's talk about the less
represent Luton
successful
Town.
team. So Luton Ladies are getting into what, the 4th tier.
4th tier of women's
Yeah,
football.
and it looks like Luton Town men are going to be.
No, it's
going
certain,
down to the
Ollie. It
4th
doesn't look
tier
like
eventually.
it's certain.
It
that
doesn't
we're
look like
in the
it.
third
It's
tier.
happening.
No, into the 4th tier. Like
Accept
right now,
it.
they're in the 3rd. They're going into the 3rd tier. Luton men could be in the 4th tier soon if we don't resolve things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Liz said that to me earlier. It's like, oh, could you imagine if we do triple consecutive relegations? And I
tricycle.
still hadn't come to terms with double, and she's already planting League 2 in my mind.
It just feels like we've kind of slept-walked into this situation,
There's
really, for the whole league.
no
Agree.
sleepwalking about it. This is
We've tucked ourselves in
yeah.
and just gone for a little sleep and
had
woken
no-
up in
had
League
no
1.
routine. Had no routine. It's done. It's all done and dusted. Absolutely shocking. It's been a thoroughly piss poor season all around.
Matthew, what's your
highlights of the season?
away game that you're most looking forward to next season? Let's look
Yeah.
forward.
Well,
Don't look behind. Let's look
Go on,
forward.
then. What game are you looking forward to next season?
Discreetly searches for what teams are in League One.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Burton
I-
Albion away.
I'd have said Wrexham, but they're skipping us,
they're
aren't
up.
they?
They're up. Yeah. Can you believe it? The greatest fairy tale in football.
Northampton.
yeah,
Are Northampton staying in
Northampton, I think they're in League One. I'm looking forward to Leighton Orient.
the league?
Leighton Orient will be nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Brisbane Road. That'd be
There are a
good.
few. There must be a few more southern teams, right?
There are. I can't.
We
think
don't
of
have
them
to go
off
to
the top of my
Sunderland.
head.
We don't have to go to Middlesbrough.
So as
Oh.
it stands, Bolton is an away day.
They're
It's
not-
far away.
they're not
I know
Southern.
they're far away. I'm just saying that it's a big away day.
Come on, Charlton.
Yeah, you know what
Huddersfield,
you know
Lincoln.
what
Lincoln's not far.
everyone's going to be
Stevenage.
chanting at us.
You know we're going to get
Premier-
Blackpool in
Premier
December
League,
again.
and you effed it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stevenage. I want to do Stevenage. I want to go to the
Stevenage.
Lamex.
Stevenage.
See Luton try
I was
and beat
looking at
Stevenage.
Stevenage, only
Peterborough.
9 miles away from the Brickies to the Lamex Stadium, 9.4 miles.
Is that as the crows fly, or as
No, as a
as the
direction.
Google Maps directs you?
Yeah, as Google Maps
Peterborough,
direction.
Northampton.
Yeah, Peterborough's
Some good-
local.
There's some,
yeah.
there's some good. Yeah, like you say, in the playoffs at the minute, there's I would argue 3 of the 4 teams that are in the playoffs, and they can't all go up, but
Yeah.
3 of the 4 are very very close. So you have got Wickham, Charlton, Leighton Orient. They're all decent away.
If Wickham don't go up, that'd be a fun one. Take Matt Bloomfield out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And go
Yeah.
back for Richard
Go
Conan.
buy Richard Coney for £55 million.
Yeah.
I just desperately want him. Yeah. So we'll see how desperate they do want him when he's in League One. He's been really quiet though since January, hasn't he? He's not done much at all.
No,
Coney,
sulking.
Yeah.
He
Sulking
was
for
injured
it.
for a while. wasn't
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
My bad. Who's coming up from League 2? How depressing is that? We have to
Doncaster.
find out who's coming up from League 2 to see who we're going to
Doncaster.
play.
Bradford.
Doncaster. Wow.
Port
And
Vale.
Port Vale as it stands.
Are Bradford finally getting out of League Two?
Oh, Wimbledon are in the playoffs as it stands. That'd be a
maybe
that'd be a
Josh
touch.
Neufeld will be back.
Yeah.
Bradford have been getting
I'd like to go to Plough Lane.
20 odd plus attendance, 20,000 plus
Matthew,
attendance.
Yeah,
keep it
well,
clean.
They've been selling out.
Big old stadium, you know.
Ex-Premier
and
League.
They're finally filling it up, you know. It's sort of a future jump to what's going to happen at Power Court, you know. Big old stadium,
and
ex-Premier League size.
Have you spoken about Power Court yet?
Yeah, we spoke.
Briefly
Well,
spoke
what
about
are
how
your
it's not going to have
thoughts
many
about
people
Power
in it.
No,
man.
well, you spoke about Gary Sweet wearing a hard hat,
Yeah.
but the
No,
actual.
I'm really excited
Yeah.
to hear we've got a construction partner finally. I heard someone say, how is Luton going to take precedence when obviously they're dealing with some other
Barcelona.
very big stadiums?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how the construction world works. I think
I think that was me on Discord.
If they say they've
You've
got
got
to
projects.
do it.
I mean, it really.
you've got projects and you'll have equal assets to projects.
Yeah.
I think I'm very excited. This summer, I'm so excited to see the work start.
It's still, but you look. You
If only
when
we
you
had
go,
a drone, Matt. If only we had a drone, yeah, can you imagine?
He's placing it on red.
when you go on social media, it's still so like people still don't expect it to happen, do
Yeah.
they? Like
This is
it's
the
such a
closest
there's so much
such pessimism.
negativity.
It's going to happen.
It's
It
like-
is 100% happening.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, if we hadn't got promoted to the Premier League, it wouldn't be happening.
Oh no, I think it would
that's
still
purely
happen.
what's
It just
happening.
wouldn't be at the capacity that it's going to be built at. The fact we got promoted it has increased, but
Fast forwarded it, innit?
yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
But-
quick shout out to the Luton men's team for getting the digital scoreboard at the Luton Ladies Barton ground. Really, really like that. That was a massive.
It's good.
thing.
That's
What
good.
they- what they
and,
do?
and it's just to
They got-
clarify.
they got digital-
They got a digital scoreboard at the Luton Ladies playing at the Barton
Barton
ground.
Rovers,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And also
and-
tomorrow, you mentioned about there being a big party, but for those that are men's season ticket holders, it's free entry if you show your season card tomorrow for the party for the trophy lift. So if you
I have a
want to try and
feeling-
cheer yourself up, then that might work.
Yeah, I have a feeling this will be coming out tomorrow. This will be coming out on Sunday. Although
Well, hopefully
I'll
that
get
you
it
went
to Kate.
yesterday to the.
yeah.
I'll get
Hopefully
it
you
over
use
to
your
Kate
season
as
card.
quickly as possible, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just slam it together and shove it up on YouTube. But you
Yeah.
know, maybe Kate.
I thought you were
going
to say something about shoving it somewhere else up a certain
Oh,
CEO's
shove it
ass.
up Gary
Yeah.
Sweet, where the sun doesn't shine. No. We can get that removed.
Yeah.
Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie
Yeah,
daisy.
I'll send it to Kate for editing. Do you know if anyone else wants to join us? It seems to have cleared out. Everyone.
I'm
couldn't wait
quite
to
happy
get
to
out,
stop.
did they? Yeah, I know.
Great to see you guys. Thanks for having me back on.
Matt.
Hey.
Oh, Matt. Whilst you're here, and whilst we've got the entire panel
Yeah,
here,
go on. Yeah.
I'm not trying to ridicule. All season we've been doing a charitable predictor league called the Sluga Six, and today was the final game week of the season. We did a double game
talk
week,
about it.
and it's all over.
Who won, Phil?
You tell me.
Oh,
guys.
Phil
I
won.
reckon I would have won had I
Yeah.
not picked up.
I
From
think
Beefy.
everyone actually won because the money goes to charity.
Everyone
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
but
yeah.
just to put it out there, it's going to be going to Cancer Research UK. Very, very dear to me. It's been a really tough year, so I'm really pleased that I'll be able to give that back. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. It's been a bad day, but no,
Congrats, Phil. Congrats, Phil.
in all
Yeah.
seriousness, yeah, it's been
Well done,
yeah,
Phil.
it'll be going to Cancer Research UK.
It's
So
a
thank
good
you for those
cause.
that have taken any interest in it over the course of the season. Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure to
Yeah, you smashed
understand that my football knowledge is better than all of yours put together. So thank you.
I think, we'll probably call it there. Well, thank you for being with us every step of the way here at the Brickies. We're hoping this would be under different circumstances.
It is what it
that's
is.
It is what it is.
Luton Town will go on. Our support
Yeah.
for the club will go on. We just have to get over it, crack on, and we'll soon be back on that concourse with beers in our hands, waiting for 3 points and hopefully winning a few more games. We said that last summer or the end of the last relegation, but hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll be
down there.
back holding those beers.
The love for Luton remains.
Huddled around the bin.
Yes.
Yeah, beers by the bin.
Here's to League One.
Yeah. League
Wait,
One. See you
already-
soon.
Yeah, thank you to our host of Bricklayers Arms, the very quiet Bricklayers Arms. Everyone cleared out pretty quickly.
sharpish.
Yeah, it's like a mad. Thank you to Black Star Ramification and Carry On for the toys that help us do this podcast, and a big shout out to the record shop in Amersham. Wherever you get your vinyl, head down to Amersham, get it. They got tons of it. They just need to get rid of it because it is a right mess, that shop. It's just stacked up high.
Or if you have every LP, single, EP from the Beatles, get down there and get them valued.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a shout, isn't it? And mention the OK Football Show, you'll get a discount. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. But for the last time this season, we'll be back next season, I hope.
Yeah. Cheers, gents. It's been a pleasure. Symmetry with the mat coming back as well.
Yeah, I love it.
Therapy.
Nice.
Come
way
on,
to
you
finish it.
Hatters.
Come on, you Hatters.
Come, yes.